Hubbard. He is unstoppable.
Yeah, up to 1,000 guys.
1,000 dudes every Tuesday show up.
Every Tuesday. So yeah, we now have it at all our campuses, but it started in my house with 6 guys. I never thought I'd be a pastor. That was my whole point, telling you I was a rebel. It wasn't even on my radar. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a chiropractor. How do you sharpen the tool of your belief? Faith is a muscle. If you don't flex it,
like
and
anything,
once you flex it, it's on. But let me tell you, I've experience of building successful restaurants, successful chiropractic offices. Chiropractors on the Road to Excellence is larger than any CCH chapter in California. And I go, yep, that's why your name's on there. I said, you're my greatest accountability, because if I can win you, I can win everybody. Success leaves clues.
Amen.
And I don't care if you are a chiropractor, if you're a CA, if you're in a business, I don't care if you're a W-2. If you add so much value to that organization.
Welcome to the Unstoppable CEO podcast, where we engage, equip, and empower leaders to create their next best through the mindset, skill sets, and habits. I'm Dr. Paul Reed, your host, entrepreneur, chiropractor, and coach. Each week, I sit down with world-class leaders, innovators, and visionaries to uncover the principles and practices that keep them moving forward, no matter the obstacle. Because here's the truth, being unstoppable isn't about never falling down. It's about rising up, refocusing, and taking the next bold step. So whether you're here leading a team, scaling a business, or simply pursuing personal growth, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and discover what it takes to become unstoppable.
Welcome to the Unstoppable CEO podcast with Dr. Paul Reed. Got a special guest here today, but we are talking about engaging, equipping, and empowering you through the skill set, mindset, and habits to create your next best life. So my good friend and brother, Dr. Matt Hubbard, he is unstoppable. He's created an amazing life for himself. So I'm excited today to dig in. Not only is he a doctor, he is a pastor, he's a father, runs multiple businesses. So I'm stoked and blessed.
I'm still married too.
And he is still married. This is an amazing thing, which is one of the most important things to having a successful business and life is staying married to your bride.
Come on.
So brother, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, as always, making the time.
I'm so pumped to be here.
So give us a little backstory, man. I don't want to tell them all the story. I know you had some restaurants. You know, you started a men's 5 a.m. Prayer group that's going 12 years strong-ish.
12 years strong,
right?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, up to 1,000 guys.
1,000 dudes every Tuesday show up.
Every Tuesday. So we now have it at all our campuses, but it started in my house with 6 guys that didn't know what they were doing. And now it's over 1,000 guys
that's powerful.
Every single Tuesday we don't miss. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I know. I've been to a couple of them when I'm in San Diego. Yeah. So if you're in San Diego, hit Matt up at Awaken Church to make sure you're getting to that Tuesday 5 a.m.
Come on.
5 a.m. prayer group, which is amazing. So brother, so tell me a little bit backstory, like how you got into chiropractic. I know some of it. I want you to share it with the folks, like the transition into running your chiro office, but then Spirit pulled you into some ministry stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, you're running one of the largest churches in San Diego with a team, right?
Yeah.
But tell me, tell us about it.
Tell us about it. I mean, here's the journey that might be you can relate to. Man, I'm just a good old boy from NorCal that has amazing parents. I was raised in a Christian home, and I was the black sheep of the home. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean,
your brother tipped some of that off when his brother just called us, and I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that he doesn't pick up for. So it makes me feel a little bit better.
I just got thrown under the bus by my brother. Yeah, my brother is very, very. He's about to make admiral. He's in our Navy. I mean, my brother's bad to the bone, and 3 Bronze Stars. Lots of awards. I mean, he is highly, highly decorated in our U.S. Navy. Very proud of him. But he was calling my phone, and he lives in D.C., works at the Pentagon. So I was panicking going, bro, my brother's in bed by 9. He gets up at 3. He's got to be at the Pentagon by like 4:30. So I was panicking going, what is happening? He never does that. So I was like, hey,
I got to take this.
I got to take this. He's in Hawaii.
Vacationing.
Vacationing.
Like, why didn't you pick up my phone?
Yeah. So he's just busting me in over here, amening Dr. Paul.
I'm not going to say that you have not answered for me before, so we'll just leave it at that. But I love you anyhow, brother. So I know.
Listen,
we had this conversation.
I got 101 problems, and calling people back ain't one of them. But, it's not you. It's
So all right, let's get refocused. So tell me the mindset that shifted in order to manage a business, be a father, now running a church. Like what did you have to shift in your mindset? Because I find through the docs and people that I'm coaching and mentoring, like helping them shift, like even if it's 1 degree, to expand their capacities is huge in their ability to grow.
Yeah, so basically, I never thought I'd be a pastor. That was my whole point, telling you I was a rebel. It wasn't even on my radar. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a chiropractor. Chiropractic changed my brother's life, which changed my life.
Yep.
I found purpose in it. Vitalistic chiropractic is all I'm about. Yeah, and that's why I resonate with you so much. Here you are. You care about some of the things that I care about. So we match on core values so much. And what I love is we know our core values. So it's our faith is very important to us. Our wives are very important to us, and our family is very important to us, and our mission is very important to us. So like there's no greater mission than chiropractic. And then I met a crazy pastor from Australia. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, bro, I'll go to your church. So I went to his church, but I had a real authentic encounter with God that kind of shook me. I was like, oh crap.
Well, so but you had to be receptive to that, right? So like your heart was open and ready.
I mean, you could say that, but if you're a doctor, right?
Yep.
So if I showed you an MRI or a brain scan of a brain completely dead,
okay,
right?
Yep.
And then some
So you're saying
dude
he said your brain was
rolls
dead?
in, not my brain, someone rolls into this 4-year-old kid that's dead, and we're just there to like family friends.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden someone rolls in with more faith than you and I put together 10x and prays for a kid, and he comes back to life in front of you. And he was just on life support. And the only reason he was on life support, because he was dead, is to harvest his organs to give to other kids that were in an accident or something.
That experience.
Yeah, so what happened was then when you see
That intervention.
a kid prayed for, raised from the dead, and then everyone and like it shakes your theology.
Yeah.
So like that's why people all the time that I had chiropractors even going, bro, you're going a little all in on church. I'm like, yeah. Unapologetic, bro. Yeah. So when you grow up in church and you're a little rebel and you're like, oh yeah, I realized that I was riding my parents' coattails. And my dad was a Marine, so I was like, dude, honor your mom and dad, man. I got it. You don't mess with a Marine. But like when I went off to college and started partying, and I went to Life, I just realized I got to find faith for myself.
Yep.
So I just came to church. I was going to church because I knew it was the right thing, and I resonated with it. But when I saw power, my life changed. And all I seek now is like, hey, if that guy could come in and pray like that, I want to pray like that. So I went on a journey of learning how to pray, learning how to believe that. How do you sharpen the tool of your belief? Faith is a muscle. If you don't flex it,
like
and
anything, right?
Once you flex it, it's on.
That's
and so
awesome.
that's why unapologetic now.
So tell us. So let's go into that. So tell me some of the habits that you're doing, or have done, or continue to do that are strengthening that faith muscle to give you that power and that certainty and that conviction to be that man. So tell me about that. Let's go.
Well, first is it set the foundation. One, here's the truth. If you're a chiropractor, you're already a rebel. You know what I mean? So I was like this little rebel already, became a chiropractor. I'm like, that's it. So you stand up against the world's truth, the medical truth. Because once you know the truth will set you free.
Amen.
So guys like you and I that are vitalistic chiropractors, we're not tolerating that bull crap. You're not going to so we become voices that are like fish swimming upstream. Yeah. And so if you learn how to swim upstream, you build a little bit of thick skin. I wish my arms looked as good as you. Like you were veiny, you're ripped, man. You inspire me. You do. I love walk. I don't like when you walk around with your shirt off all the time, but you do inspire me with your workouts.
So it's okay.
And you're intense. And every time I come work out with you, it's the only time in my entire life that what's that bike called?
That Echo bike.
Echo bike? No, there's another name for it.
But assault and Echo bike. You were on the assault bike. But say I hit the Echo bike now. I thought you were gonna die. I thought I was gonna have to give you mouth to mouth.
That assault bike could have been.
I don't want to have to give Maddie mouth to mouth.
It could be the Antichrist for me. Like the assault bike. When I see one, I go.
Paul tried to kill me on that thing.
No, I literally go.
I was just looking for a prayer opportunity.
No, I go. Hey, is that your bike? because I really like you, but I want to burn it. Can I burn it? Like, will we still be friends? I mean, that's what I think of that bike. Anyways, enough about your assault bike.
But give us some more habits, dude. Like seriously.
Yeah, real habits. I haven't even given you one habit yet.
Yeah, so let's
don't sidetrack me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. It's your arms were sidetracking. Habits are this. So I had an insecurity. Number one, figure out your insecurities and don't be ashamed of it. Don't be embarrassed by it. It's like address it.
Especially in men.
I saw a man come in, take authority over a room, pray for a kid, raise from the. Okay, that's it. I'm over it. He gave me 3 books to read. I read them. I realized no one ever taught me how to pray. I grew up in a Christian family. Ed Savoso, prayer evangelism.
Okay.
Dr. Cho, prayer revival.
Joe from over across seas, right?
Yeah. Prayer revival. And then the third one was God's Generals. I read them all. I said, I'm starting a prayer meeting. Started at 5 guys. We started going around praying for people. Radical things happen.
That's awesome.
Radical things happen. I can give you, we could be on this podcast, and this is no exaggeration, for 8 hours, and I could drop
story after story.
Another story after another story after another. 20 years I've been a part of this church, okay? I didn't get ordained as a pastor until 2017. Okay. But I was already, my bell was rung by 2008. Wow. So from 8 to 17, that's 9 years of bell ringing. I already had enough juice in me. I was literally in practice, and the more juice I'd get in the church. So I'd go to church, I'd be hearing a message going, this is so chiropractic.
Right, everything.
And then I'd come to a chiropractic seminar like ChiroFest, and I'd be like, this is so church. So I would take a ChiroFest and just go home and crunch it and then just preach my face off. And people would be like, boom. Then I go to church and I just compress all the stuff and I bring it back here. So the worlds are synergistically aligned. We have an innate intelligence. We have a God design that we were meant to heal. Yep. And chiropractors that are on purpose, we will change the world.
Man the physical, man the spiritual. The Testament does.
I mean,
right? Yeah. So books. You jumped in those books.
Yeah.
3 books that developed some of your faith muscle.
And then the one book that I read every single year is called The Fourth Dimension.
Oh.
By Cho.
Yep. Cho. I have that one. Yeah.
Fourth Dimension. It just builds your faith. So, fast forward. We're just doing life, building the practice. I became president of my chiropractic association in 2012, just because
tried to step in a leadership role to fix some stuff. I get it.
I know it wasn't even that. God told me to do it.
Oh,
it was just crazy. I was never that guy. So don't you people out there are like, oh, freaking this guy. I mean, it's so weird to say now because I was such a little rebel. Thought people in church were crazy. Then I meet a pastor who's like crazy. Then I get prayed for, baptized in the Holy Spirit, and then you are just. You're like
next level.
It says God directs your steps. So I was like, all right, God, if you're gonna direct my steps, tell me what to do. I was just involved. I was core. Remember core? Chiropractic down the road. I was just about building core, building my practice, bringing people to church. I was an evangelist. And then what happened was I felt like God said, run for president. Well, listen, I was just involved on the local level. I was like, okay. So I got involved and they're like, you can get involved, but if you're going to run for president, you got to start at the change. Secretary, you got to work your way up, and it's going to take you about 5 years. And once you earn it, you do it. And then there was this little clause on the box when you applied, and it said, if you check that box like president only. So what happens is, if you put any position up there and you didn't get vice president or president or whatever, they'd just be like, no, this guy's good or this girl's good, and they would put you in somewhere. But I checked the box, president only. And they go,
this is what we've always done.
This is what we always done. Yeah. And I said, okay. Yeah. So I'll never forget. I said, I'm peeing my pants because God told me to do it. Run for president. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when I told them I'm running for president, they said, you got to work your way up. I said, well, God didn't tell me to work my way up. He just said, run for president. And they all looked at me and they were trying to counsel me. They liked me. They liked my exuberance. It's not like I was young. I've been in practice, for 12 years at this point. And so I was like, knew what's up, and I knew all the politics. I'd run for everything on a local level. Yeah. So I was totally involved in the CCA locally. This is statewide. And God told me to do it. So I said, okay, I'll do it. Put my name in there. And I go, oh my gosh, they all think I'm crazy. So this is no joke. I sat in front of this huge team of people that decide who they're going to put in front of the board. But once this team decides, that's pretty much what happens. So everybody that was running for president that year had to go in front of this team. And then you get on the electoral ballot. You could always do write-in if I didn't make it, but if I get on the electoral, then everyone pretty much votes for what this team of people recommends. That's how it works. And then it goes to the board, and the board sits there and talks about it. So I sat in front of that team of people, and never forget, I was the second to last person to go, the last person who was the next in line. They had been secretary, treasurer, vice president 1, vice president 2. Now they're going for president. They've been 5 years just serving their little face off. Every role, ready to take the presidency. So I sat at a table like this, looking straight out, all judgy, and I just go, great, I know what you're thinking. I have no experience, but let me tell you, I've experience of building successful restaurants, successful chiropractic offices. I ran CORE, and just to let you know, membership at Chiropractors on the Road to Excellence is larger than any CCA chapter in California. So that alone tells you I know how to build. I'm just telling you, I have a plan. Here's my plan, and I handed all these handouts. I told them that the next 5 years, I gave them the 5-year plan. I gave them the 1-year plan. And then I gave them the next 90-day plan after I was president, and the next 6-month plan after I was president. And then I said, they looked at me like they couldn't believe the presentation. I laid it all out like as visual, like 4 parts. This is our core values. This is the CCA. This is what we stand for. These are the players. These are who's against us. This is who's for us. Laid out this whole thing. They were all looking at me like, oh, what the? And then I go like this. I think this is the one that got me. I said, if the man that's coming in next, who is served faithfully, comes in with a better plan and a better strategy and is more clear, concise, and thinks he can execute it, and gives you the team of the names of the people he wants on his team, you by default need to give it to him. And I will gladly, because I checked the box president only, serve at any capacity for our profession. And they all looked at me, and this one guy that hated me.
We all got him.
Hated me. Old guy. Crusty. Very smart. Work comp specialist, and I'm vitalistic. Raised a hand, he goes, Dr. Hubbard, who would you want on your team? I said, I'm so glad you asked, without hesitation. I said, I already built my team. Matter of fact, here are the names I want, based on this pool of people that were involved.
Yeah.
And his name was on it. So I handed it out to him, and he goes, you know that I totally disagree with you on everything that you stand for. And I go, yep, that's why your name's on there. I said, you're my greatest accountability, because if I can win you, I can win everybody. Yep. And I know I can win you. And he goes, I doubt it. I said, well, wouldn't you want to be on my team? He goes, yeah, just to regulate you and shut you down. I said, what if I inspire you? What if we make a change? What if we make a big difference? What if everything I said that I want to do becomes true? Would you be proud to be on that team? And he goes, yeah. I said, that's why I want you on the team. You're awesome. Going to set me straight because of all your years of wisdom. No joke. That's how I became president.
That's awesome.
And people were like, what just happened? I knew it. But God, if God wouldn't have told me to do it, I would have never done it. Now, here's what I did think. I thought God was opening that door because I was going to run for a couple terms. I was just going to go then take over like the National Association. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going full send chiropractic. You know why he did that?
Preparation.
Well, you could say that about chiropractic. You say about it. Yeah. You're right. Any of it would have been preparation. I knew it was preparation. You know what it was prep for? The church.
Yeah.
So that set me up. When I took over our smallest campus, we completely turned it around. We became one of the most radical campuses out of all, like 4 campuses at the time. We were the smallest. We became number 1. Yeah. And the biggest one was like big. But we're talking in giving and new people, and we were getting the fire chief called on us. Yep. We exploded. So I'm just saying, success leaves clues.
Amen.
And if you, 100%. I don't care if you are a chiropractor, if you're a CA, if you're in a business, I don't care if you're a W-2. Yep. If you add so much value to that organization, no one will ever let you go.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah. Awesome, brother. Great story. I did not know that backstory.
You didn't?
I did not know that backstory.
I'm so glad I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Paul here. If you're enjoying this episode, give us a follow, check us out on social, and see the show notes for more information on how to connect with me.
So let's continue with the faith muscles. Like, tell me more about what else was a day look like in Matt's life to keep that faith? Because it's hard, right? Like, like we get challenged at the office, get challenged at home, get challenged at church. Like, what are you doing, to strengthen that faith muscle on the regular to keep you certain and convicted and powerful to speak life into people in that manner? So what's some
Well, it was so funny. Someone the other day goes, "Man, Dr. Matt, you look tired." I looked at him, I said, "Bro, I've been tired for 10 years.
Right.
Like, who?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Bro, I got 3 kids.
Yep. Busy life.
Bro,
Multiple businesses. Yeah.
So what if I look tired? My wife says I look old with this beard, but I don't give a rip.
She might be right, but it's okay.
Okay, I'm going to keep growing it.
Yeah.
You do look pretty with that little
thanks.
tight.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know. But if I was I need to take some peptides or something. I need to look, every time I'm around you, I'm like, I'm taking supplements
bro.
at
Hit
the
the
next
gym.
level.
I don't miss.
No, I know. Do you go every day?
Every day. Don't miss.
Okay, I need to go every day.
Don't miss.
That's
And
my
then it's
problem.
what,
I'm
you
3
can't-
times a
that
week.
stuff doesn't contribute to you.
What, this
leaning
wine?
up. Yes, no, dude.
know
It's
what?
high calorie, bad for you. Alcohol's bad, bro.
Let me tell you something. You're right. Alcohol is bad. But you know what? This wine is a prisoner. I worked my butt off this week, and I'm like, I'm going to be on a podcast. I'm going to have a sip of wine.
All right, you can do that. It'll slow the progress. It'll take you longer to get there.
Yeah, you know what? I'll look good in heaven.
Amen. All right. So tell me some of the rhythms. Let's like what's a rhythm look like that's helping you continue to work on that faith muscle throughout, because it's getting challenged, right? Like what are you doing? Like what's a rhythm?
So if I had to tell
Or
you,
habit.
if I give you the best advice, who's at your table matters.
Okay.
You have a beautiful wife, a beautiful relationship, a beautiful marriage. Not everybody does.
No.
Let's be real.
Yeah, most don't. Unfortunately, most
unfortunately,
don't. Yeah. I would say, I don't know the percentage, but I would say a large percentage.
Not
fully
I do have
connected.
percentages,
Okay.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not
And
fully connected.
especially in ministry and watching it. I will tell you this: who you allow at your table is maybe the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I always say you have tables and altars. We got to bring things to the altars all the time. We're all fallen. We're in a world of spiritual warfare. The devil's always trying to kick your butt. You just got to know you're never going to bat 1,000. So don't beat yourself up. I'm never going to bat 1,000. But know that the faster you repent or just like, I'm sorry, or this or that, then bring it to the altar. Now, that's the altar. The most other important thing besides tables and altars is the table. Who's at your table? You have no idea. Your success is directly
5
attached
people, right?
to who's at your table. How you process.
Yep.
It's amazing how many people gossip or process or just throw up on people. I don't want to be around it. Yep. This is how I look at it. Okay, I go to Lake Powell every year.
Yep.
Bought a nice houseboat. And I said, who are the 5 couples that I could bring on a houseboat for 2 weeks, that when I came home, I'd be refreshed, recharged, and felt built up as a spirit man, that I could leave my family, my wife, my marriage, my business, everybody better. It's very hard to find those 5 couples. Yeah. But when you do, you hold on to them and you edify them and you love up on them because they matter. How you process stress matters. How you process setbacks matter. How you process winning matters, because you don't want to get prideful. You want to stay humble. Who is at your table is the most important thing. And it's amazing when someone goes, oh, I've been friends with so-and-so for so long. And be like, okay.
That makes sense.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
why where you're at.
That's right where you're at. Like there's been times, and I'm very respectful about it, but I love people. But there's been times like, hey man, I need to take a season. Like I know I've brought you to Lake Powell for the last 3 years, but this year I don't want you to be butthurt when you don't get the invite. I just need to be honest with you. My family is at this place, and how you parent your kids is not in alignment with our core values. I'm not judging it. I'm not telling you how to parent your kids, but where your kids are at, I can't have your kids on my trip influencing my kids. Yeah. And I know that's hard to hear, and I'm sorry, but I'm going in a different direction this year.
So 2 things there. 1, you recognize who you need to be around, right, to support you. And 2, you're authentic with your friends,
totally
those people,
authentic.
right? And that, again, most people skirt around things, right? And then that skirting around just creates more bigger issues down the road instead of being honest and transparent and authentic. And
that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Like, because you've always been like, I am never going to let something you say to me affect our friendship.
Yeah.
I could have accidentally said something that was offensive or stupid or,
Well, we all do
inconsiderate. And you're like, bro, that hurt my feelings. I'll be like, oh, like there's no way I'd ever want to hurt Dr. Paul's feelings. But you're the type of guy that let your yes be yes and no be no. Not everyone's like that. You're very authentic, and I've appreciated about you. It's our profession. I watch people backstab each other all the time, and I go, what? Oh. So someone tells me something, and I go, hey, I'm going to say something to that person. Like, no, don't do it.
Right?
I'm like, okay.
Why didn't you, in the first place, say something?
You should have.
Yeah, address it in the first place, yes. It's like managing a team, right? You see a team member that does something that you don't want them to do, and then you let it fester instead of like, hey, you know what? Like that's not right. Like, you shouldn't have done it. You know our values, you know our expectations.
And you don't help society. Someone came to me and like, hey, man, did you hear so-and-so's having an affair on his wife? And I was like, nope. I said, how do you know that? Did you say something? Oh, dude, I don't want to. I'm like, I thought you said he was one of your closest friends. You're not going to say, dude, it's not my place. It is your place. He is off track. He calls himself a believer.
So sideways,
bro.
Nobody wants
That's why I'm wearing this hat, bro. That's why I married. Here's somebody that just would stand for truth.
Yeah.
Like, he loved everybody.
Convicted.
I am personal friends with this guy.
Yeah.
And I watched him live his life out. Nothing was more important than his faith, his relationship with his wife, and being a great dad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things I learned from him. He's 20 years younger than me, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I can give props to Charlie Kirk all day, because I knew him. Not just knew him through having him at church, not through social. Dude, I knew. Dude, he was so genuine. He loved chiropractic too.
That's all, I've seen some pictures of that. That's
awesome. But that guy ought to send me a thank you letter. You know?
Did you chase him there?
Yeah, I mean, because he wanted to know everything, but he had so many, because he was medically minded. Now, guess what? He's vitalistically minded. Well, he was, but vitalistically minded, and upper cervical guy got him straightened out. But I told him, listen, you're going to have to do some other things, because he was a basketball player.
Okay.
No L5 disc. I mean, he was just brutal. 6'4", loved basketball. That was his passion. Beat his body up. But upper cervical chiropractic changed his life, because he was laid up. And he was supposed to go in and get on, drugs.
All the junk. Yeah.
He didn't do it.
And
you know what I loved about him?
With chiropractic, that propelled part of who he is or was, right? Had he done the other route, you and I know the direction.
Well, I wouldn't have let him. But
wouldn't express the vitality.
He wouldn't argue, because if you're raised with the paradigm, so he had a medical paradigm.
Yep.
But then he would argue, and how many know he's good at arguing?
Yeah.
Debating, whatever you want to call it. He would debate me. I'd be like, but I had so much certainty. He'd be like, you really believe that? I'm like, yeah. I do.
Yeah. Well,
show me. And then I would just drop bombs on him. He'd be like, okay, wow. Okay, you know your stuff. Exactly. That's why truth can stand on its own. Mm-hmm. And then once he realized, okay, fine, find me someone in chiropractic. I said, okay, I got a full spine guy, and here's an upper cervical guy.
Awesome.
So then he went and did it, and then he became a massive fan.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, but so anyways, it's just certainty matters. That whole thing of laying down the line. So back to the story about the guy that didn't want to say anything about his friend that was having an affair. And I said, then you're a crappy friend. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I just don't want to get involved in their marriage. I said, you don't think that marriage, if they get a divorce, is going to affect their 2 kids, affect their business, affect his company?
Yeah.
All because you didn't want to say anything? So you're telling me you don't want to lose a friendship? I'm just telling you you're a crappy friend. So I'm going to let you know, since he's my friend and you're telling me, this is one of 2 things. You're telling me because you want me to do something about it, or you're telling me because you're a gossiper.
Yeah.
And I'm not friends with gossipers. So which one do you want it to be? Hey, dude, I'll never forget. He looked at me and he goes,
I want you to tell him.
You can tell him. I said, but it's going to come up, because I'm going to say,
how did you find out?
So-and-so was concerned with you, processing with me, and because I'm a pastor, I'm coming to you, because he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, which is fair.
And I did. Yeah. And that person peed his pants, made up stories, and a month later called me and confessed.
It's awesome.
So did I want to do it?
No, absolutely
No.
not. But life's leaning into those uncomfortable things. So that's the other thing. Is like any uncomfortable opportunity or something, an obstacle, right?
Yeah.
Most people want to avoid that obstacle instead of leaning into that obstacle, learn from that obstacle, become a better person on the other side of that obstacle because you leaned into it and addressed it versus avoiding it.
Well, find out who your tribe is and who you can trust. I had another guy that went through, did some stupid things. He was in a mastermind of mine. And guess what? He called me, confessed, and asked me what to do. Said he was sorry, crying on the phone. And guess what? We walked it out, and he's still my friend today. Awesome. But he lost a lot of great friends because he made a dumb decision. But his wife stayed with him. Yeah. His wife healed with him. He did the tough work. I mean, nothing is too far gone if you do it the right way. But you got to have the right friends that don't want to sweep it under the rug and try to pretend it didn't happen. No. And I'm not gonna lose a friendship with you just because you were dumb. Yeah. You know, we all make mistakes.
100%. We all.
But you got to have grace. But
own it up to it.
Own it up to it.
Yeah. Got to own up to it.
You know, I'm not gonna. You know, the writing's on the wall. I'm not gonna hang out with guys. It's like, it's funny. My old friend, one of my buddies, was getting married. He's actually here tonight. He's like, hey, it's my bachelor party. We're all going to a strip club. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going.
Been there,
just core conviction. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. And then he goes, oh, you got to go hang out with so-and-so. He's not going either. Oh, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, no, go. Zero judgment. But I went and hung out with this dude I didn't even know. We became friends. We started working out 3 times a week. He's now a campus pastor of one of my campuses. Wow. We do life together. We're the OGs of Awaken Church.
So that alignment became the next assignment for that guy.
Exactly. And now they live literally 2 minutes from me. We do life together. His boys come over and mentor my boys.
That's awesome. Right on.
And we do life together, all because we both held on to a principle. Yeah. We told this guy no separately. He said, you guys should go out to dinner. He sent me his number. I went and met him in Vegas at the restaurant. Yeah. Him and I just spent 3 hours and we became friends. And then guess what? Now we do life together, destiny together, and build the church together.
Some of my closest friends are for making a decision like that together.
Right? Yeah. How crazy is that? No. Core values matter. Yeah. Find out what your core values are.
Awesome. Yeah. So what's next for Matt Hubbard? What's next for Dr. Matt? What's the legacy that he's working on next to serve at a bigger level as we wrap it up?
You know, I mean,
give it to us.
Give it to you strong. Right now, I've been on this vein, breaking the spirit of intimidation. I'm tired of men being intimidated. I just read Victor Marx's new book called The Dangerous Gentleman, and it rocked my world. Okay. And you know, did you remember that book, Wild at Heart? By John Eldridge?
Yep.
Great book. Dude, your boy lives it. Yeah. You know, fishing, hunting, hiking, you know, doing that stuff. That's what most young men are missing. So I've kind of created this little mentorship of all these captains that take young men out and teach them how to fish, hunt, change a tire, do all this stuff. We start when they're 10 years old. And so I have this whole curriculum that we teach all these young kids. Some have dads, some don't. Okay. But some of the dads they do have, and I'm not judging them, I'm not saying anything, no one ever taught them. So we're teaching their kids how to do all these life skills to build this like inner confidence.
It's awesome.
So it's very cool.
So important.
Clean a fish.
And be able to.
You can catch a fish, but
you got to 100%.
You don't.
I remember Logan the first time he caught his first. It was Trout Creek Farm up by Mount Hood. Yeah, caught his first fish and kind of like what the but then went right into the guy showed him how to clean it.
You don't hunt, you don't eat.
Yeah, 100%.
You can catch it, but like
now what? Yeah,
exactly. You know, it's like dude,
Bear Grylls in it raw.
Yeah, bro, cleaning it is an art. Even me, I'm like, I remember when Maverick had his first fish, I was like,
it poops on you. Then you got to go up, get the gills, rip the gills out.
I luckily had a good friend there, Lee. I was like, oh crap, I didn't refresh myself on. I haven't cleaned a fish in years.
It's even worse with big game, man.
Yeah,
like
big
when you
game.
It's nuts.
Like right?
And
so check your main card. Yeah. Anyway, but kids need to learn it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're dedicated. We had 2,500 men at our last men's conference. And we're so next level now. I know you came a long time, but we're so next level. Awesome. Like
I got challenged. Anthony Schuler's like wanting to put a team together for
Boise.
Yeah, for Boise. Like, you gonna come be on my team? Bro. It's like it's April something next year. You're gonna be on my team. You're gonna be on my team.
Dude, the first men's event they ever did in Boise this year, they had 600 men. He said and my buddy that went to both told me,
he's like, we want to win this thing. You gotta be on my team.
Yeah, told me that Boise was almost more powerful because it was so intimate. So I was almost ticked. So funny. I won our overall thing in 2016 and I retired. and I got to oversee it all.
When did Whippersnapper, Corey Withrow and I, how did we finish? Did we win it that year?
No,
I went? No.
You've never won. You've never even stayed to see the win.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Corey and I didn't? Corey
I have
would know.
every picture. Yeah,
I
Corey's
just saw a
won
picture
on a year.
of me doing his kid on my back, me doing push-ups up on the stage.
Yeah. Bro,
That was good
Gramps,
stuff.
man. Come on. So I actually came out of retirement this year. So in 2026, I'll have my first team in 10 years, Lion Chasers 2.0, because God showed me, he's like, your men at your campus don't know what championship level looks like. And I'm not saying that disrespectful for any of my men that
They're
are
all
saying
listening
that.
right now.
But it's just saying, they're excellent. There's a difference between being excellent
And being a champion.
and being a champion.
100%. Just don't pull a bicep like Steve did.
I won't. Why would you even project that on me?
I wouldn't project that on you.
Well, it's not happening.
Okay, good.
I mean, I'm gonna. It's not.
Yeah,
that
look at
big,
it. Look at
but
that.
I'm
It's
just
beautiful.
kind of pulse.
So give it. So
Yeah.
what's Dr. Matt's favorite scripture?
Oh man, probably Luke 4:18. I'm anointed to preach the gospel.
Awesome.
To set the captives free, to to be there for the brokenhearted, to preach the gospel. That verse rattled me because I had someone pray over me, and I thought they were crazy. You're anointed to preach the gospel. And I go, ha, 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 okay. And then my grandpa, who is a Baptist preacher, Lutheran Baptist, when he died, and my mom would be like, hey, I know you're going to that church. It's a little bit wild. Don't tell Grandpa, because I don't want.
Grandpa's apple cart.
And my grandpa was like a hero to me. He taught me every game I know. Like, I'm ping pong champion because of my grandpa.
You've talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
You haven't played me yet, but we've talked about it. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just.
okay, I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. Like, I have youth that pipe off all the time. I can barely see. I mean, I don't even know if a ball's coming at me, and I still beat them. Yeah. I'm gonna say one more thing after this. Anyway, so my grandpa, as he died, handed me a 3x5 card. And he goes, "You're gonna be a preacher one day." And I go, "Grandpa, you're crazy." Put it in my pocket.
Same
Never
scripture.
read it. Never read it. I came home. 2 weeks later, he died. And anyways, I threw it somewhere. My wife found it, put it in my Bible. We moved a couple times. Anyways, she found my old Bible. She goes, hey, look at this. It fell out the
Same
day after
scripture.
we got ordained.
Oh wow.
Same scripture.
Wow.
So my wife had it. I had a picture of my grandpa and me at our wedding, and then that laminated, and I have it right in front of my computer. No matter how bad I feel about anything
That's an
going
anchor.
on. It's my anchor, man.
100%
Anchor.
brings you back to what you know. Yeah.
My anchor. But if I had to give, can I give one piece of
Please.
advice?
Give them one. Is becoming unstoppable, right? It's a process. Like that's part of this, right?
There's a book that I read
Philippines.
that helps so many people. What do you think stops people from being unstoppable?
I think they stop themselves.
Yeah, but what like dig that down a little bit more.
Insecurity.
Okay, which is what?
Lack of confidence in
Yeah,
themselves,
which
lack
shows
of
up
their
how?
ability, shows up as anger, shows up as
What's anger?
Resentment.
Yeah, what's anger?
Well, anger is you're uncomfortable with something in your own self, and so
Yeah.
you're projecting it out because you.
Which is what would you call that? That's a what?
Where are you going? I don't.
That's okay. Yeah, it's an emotion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
It's
anger's an emotion. Yeah, you're
so you
emotionally projecting
take yourself
fear.
out.
Yep.
Dude, let me just tell you something. The devil loves emotions.
Well, he's controlling us through that.
Yeah. So it's the spirit of intimidation, which needs to be checked. So let me just tell you this. The book that wrecked me the most right now, it's called Victorious Emotions.
Victorious.
Everyone, God gave you emotions.
Yeah.
But what happens is our emotions could derail us, train wreck us, control us.
Yeah.
So this woman wrote one based on neurophysiology of the brain, chemical releasing of the brain, how to renew your mind, take every thought captive, biblical principles.
Romans 12:2.
Yep, exactly. She freaked, like that's what I'm talking about. That right there is the crutch of her whole book. And God gave her a download on Victorious Emotion. That book is one of the most powerful books I've read in the last 10 years.
That's why it's my heart. It's a reminder for me to, dude, I'm Italian, I had a short temper, I made a lot of dumb decisions. I reacted emotionally a lot as a young, dumb, frontal lobe not developed dude, right?
That's exactly what she talks about, frontal lobe development, how you...
Yep.
But dude, I'm going to tell you, her book, Victorious Emotions, is radical.
I'll check it out.
And if you could teach your men, women, whoever, to have victorious emotions, or even when they're walking through sadness, they're walking through trauma, walking through setback, you can still be victorious.
So what I teach my people is because, and it's self-taught, right? Like, all right, I feel like you can feel it, and you got to learn to recognize when you start that emotion you got to like oh crap, like the Hulk's coming, like Hulk smash, right? Yeah. And lowest heart rate in the room is what I tell my guys. Get the lowest heart rate, right? Because when you think better, right? When you're not,
you do
just all right, breathe, lowest heart rate, and then you can make a non-emotional decision. Yeah. Communicate non-emotionally. Because when we're emotional, we say and do things that we regret seconds later. Totally. And it's just not thinking.
And then if we don't regret it, it's because pride set in.
Yeah.
And pride cometh before the fall. Yeah, it's so true, and that's why your mentorship of teaching them, be coachable, teachable. Listen, you know what you know what you don't know. No. The blind spot lies in you don't know what you don't know. No. Your entire life needs to be dedicated to shortening that massive pie as you don't know what you don't know. Because the minute you get a revelation on your blind spot, you now know that you don't know it, and you could work on knowing that you know it now. So it's your whole life has to be dedicated to the art of reprogramming your computer. Your brain's a computer. But it's amazing. People just think they're going to go through life and they're status quo, and they wonder why they're stuck.
Yeah. And they just keep digging the same rut.
The minute they sign up for something like Unstoppable, the minute you write a check, you're already a better version of yourself because you committed.
Yep.
But once you committed, now you have to be coachable.
Yep.
And now you have to allow someone to speak into your life that cares about you. But it's amazing how many people just can't handle that. They're so fragile.
They don't want to hear it, right? Because when you understand and know that, there's more responsibility comes. Yeah. I'm going to have to be a better version of myself.
But why don't they want to hear it?
Well, I think because they know there's accountability. Like, I have to stop that habit. I have to incorporate this thing.
Yeah, but why?
Again,
because deep down they want to.
Yes, that's true. But I think I think because it's work, right? I'm going to have to change my mindset.
No, they hired you. They're hiring you because it hasn't worked.
Yes, but they have to do work to get to where they want to go. And
but they're not afraid of work. They're tired of being broke.
Yeah.
They're tired of being broken. They're tired of a crappy relationship. They're tired of a failed marriage. They're tired of... They'll do the work. What's stopping them? There is a belief system that they were raised on.
Yeah, some
that
impression
built
from a parent,
philosophical belief that they're not worthy. But when people realize that they were made in the image of the Almighty God, that they were created to be born, that God has plans for them to build them a future and a hope that's radical.
It's a part of that faith muscle.
Here's what happens is people need a revelation on their identity. When men have a relationship on who they were created to be, they will then open their heart to receive. But they're so beat down. They got a nagging wife telling them they suck. They work all day. They can't get ahead. They're struck. You know what I mean? So you just have to rebuild their identity on how Christ sees them. Once they have the revelation, like, oh, wow, you're right. So I'll end on this. You're meant to be a king and a priest over your home. King and a priest. So a priest is the spiritual leader. If you're not the spiritual leader, you're already sucking wind.
Yep.
That's number one. So you read every book you can to be a spiritual leader. Lead them spiritually. They'll become unstoppable if they're the spiritual leader over their home. That's the priest. The other anointing is king. When you're a king, there's two arms to the king, a protector and a provider. If they're not a protector and a provider, they're not feeling much like a king. But dude, when you feel like the king and the priest over your home, you got some bad mojo.
Yeah.
And guess what you are?
Unstoppable. Love it.
That's all I got.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man.
Thank you for being part of this.
Oh, man.
The Unstoppable CEO, engaging and equipping you to become your next best version. God bless you. Hey, thank you for tuning in this episode of the Unstoppable CEO podcast. I hope you're walking away inspired and equipped with new insights to fuel your journey. Remember, unstoppable leaders don't wait for permission. They take massive action, build habits, and create their next best. If today's conversation added value to your life, share this episode with a fellow CEO or leader who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any chance to grow with us, and check out our show notes or podcast subscription for resources to connect with me and take your life and business to the next level. Until next time, stay focused, stay faithful, and keep moving forward to become unstoppable.